of the sick, and a conqueror of death. His name is Jesus Christ, and he is the King of Kings and our one and only true leader.
Hey everybody, this is the control room that I'm in producing this program.
They
and
should
I thought
not
that you'd like
be
to
free
see
without
what I
criticism
use,
from we
but
the people.
I have to kind of
Our
stand
eyes
back
wide
a little
open.
bit. This
Our
is
voices
a
heard.
regular
They shouldn't
computer
be free to
system with a
sabotage
special
the incoming
keyboard
president
that
and the
controls
team
the
that
video
he's trying to put together.
devices I
Picking off
use.
one
There's a
cabinet
special sound
secretary
effects
potential
board
after
here
another, or the
that
attorney general.
allows
No.
me to
This is
do
a
everything,
team
including
that
make
President
wacky
Trump is
sounds
trying to
like,
put together
"Hi
to advance his
everybody,
agenda.
what's going
and I would
on?"
expect
And then there's
that the
this,
entrenched forces in Washington.
Anyway,
it's the
folks, I
media,
just was
whether
trying
they're
to give
on
you a
Capitol
little
Hill, whether they're
thrill.
in the
I'm a
bureaucracy or academia,
Stargate
to oppose them.
one,
I would expect
Stargate
them to
Atlantis
attack them.
fan, and I just
And I would
I
expect
wanted
the
to give a
Republican
shout
Party
out to those people that are
to steamroll
on
these opponents.
The move, folks. You guys are the best, and I love Stargate, and I hope that it does everything in its power to work itself out and be the greatest show on earth and comes back as soon as possible. It's a great fantasy sci-fi show. That's all I got to say about that. So right now, in the background, you're seeing Mark Levin. He's one of the most intelligent lawyers and constitutionalists that I ever know. If you want to know democracy, you should know this guy because he's on Fox News, and they got him on right now. It's Saturday, and he's broadcasting right now, and it's worth your time to watch his program because he's that good, folks. He really is that good, and I hope that you'll take it seriously because it's well worth your time and energy and everything else you got. I really appreciate you tuning in today, folks. It's a good day to tune in. You know what I'm saying? Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. I love my brothers and sisters out here. So if you're watching my program, then subscribe and like, and we'll see what we can do. But I wanted to just bring you all up to date before I give you some Fox News that MSNBC, CNN, Oxygen, and God only knows what other networks are truly up for sale. So all this democratic control over the media and the mainstream media, which has been trying to drown out the Republican Party and President Trump, is going the way of dust. Cleaned up and moved on. Hopefully, CNN will sell for cheap, and maybe I'll get a job on that channel because I love our country and I love our president and our Republican Party, and I will do whatever it takes to make us a better country and guide us in the understanding of what the government's actually doing to fulfill our needs, because they have promised, no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, and no taxes on senior citizens payments. All that is going to be relaxed, and the cost of cars and the leverages that Donald Trump is highly intelligent enough to figure out how to get. He calls them tariffs. The Democrats like to call them terroristic lies because it's not a lie, and they just want to say that so that you'll fear Donald Trump and the Republicans, so that you'll think about voting for them next time. But they won't really have that opportunity because you're all going to realize what a wonderful, wonderful man and what a wonderful Republican Party we have, and how genuinely they have helped recover the economy, close the borders, got out all the violent people that have been led across by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And I don't even know where to begin. It's so offensive, all the things that they have. But don't go out and buy Kamala Harris's book, please. It's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It just is. It's a complete joke, if you know what I mean. And got to buy that book. Do it because it's a good paperweight. 95% of the pages are blank. It's hilarious. And Kamala Harris's achievements. I just got to tell you, man, this guy, Jason Dudash, is genius. And it was worth the $14 or whatever to have her achievements, because there hasn't been much there, folks. And we need to get with the program and understand that she has just wasted our time. $1 billion she spent. And then she went in after she spent the $1 billion on all unnecessary stuff she could have given to all of us. She also took that money and went 18 to $20 million in debt beyond the $1 billion. It's ridiculous. So don't listen to people that are trying to con you and get you, like Obama, like George Clooney. They're phonies. They're absolute, complete phonies. And I don't like them. And I don't have to like them. And it's my opinion. So there it is. I really want you guys to have a better life. I want you to have what it takes to be healthy and happy and live the kind of life that you deserve. And you can do that. You really can do that, folks. And I want you to do it. And it's just something we really, 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 really need to do. And God bless us for getting it together this far. And I really hope that, you'll tune into Fox News, because that's the network I get the truth from. I like Kamala Harris's book is empty. Fox News is full. 95% of what comes off of Fox News is accurate, truthful, honest, unbiased, and they try to be fair to both parties. But both parties wouldn't come on, because you couldn't get anybody but Kamala Harris to come on, because she was getting desperate. But anybody else, they didn't want to come on, because all they felt like was, oh, it's danger, danger. I love Joe Rogan. I want to say that because he's the jam, man. He is a really honest-to-God jam, and he makes me happy, and he's intelligent, and he's conversational, and I hope to bring you many more programs like that in the very, 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 very near future. You know what I mean? So here I'm going to tune you into Fox News and enjoy it. All right? I love you, my brothers and sisters.
With government education in these public schools that is failing the American people, because the alliance between two big unions, the Department of Education and the Democrat Party, these are all daunting challenges. Entitlements. I'm not saying eliminate Social Security and Medicare, but how do you strengthen those programs? Daunting, because the Democrats and the media, anytime you try and reform these programs to the benefit of the people who are on them and people coming on these programs, oh, you're trying to destroy them, because that's who they are, like the 2/3 of those senators I talked about. Our foreign policy's in a shambles. Our national security's in a shambles. He's got to stitch that all back together. And defending and preserving the Constitution of the United States, which he himself, Donald Trump, experienced what happens when the Bill of Rights are thrown out the window. Now, I want to remind you of something. This Constitution of yours was drafted and voted on in Philadelphia at the Constitutional Convention. It lasted, give or take, about 5 months in one of the hottest summers ever in Philadelphia. And they stayed there in secret until they finished it. And they voted on it and they passed it. Then they had to send it to the states for ratification. The state legislatures, in their own conventions, they debated it. It was quite an undertaking. But I want to tell you about some of the men who were at this Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia. You with me? None of whom would probably get approved for anything by the current Senate of the United States, because they're so brilliant. They're so accomplished in the Senate of the United States, aren't they? No, they're not. Jonathan Dayton of New Jersey was 26 years old. John F. Mercer of Maryland was 28 years old. Richard Dobbs Spade of North Carolina was 29 years old. Charles Pinckney of South Carolina was 29 years old. William Davey of North Carolina was 30 years old. Alexander Hamilton, again, you libs love him, right? Hamilton, the movie, Hamilton, the play. But in any event, Hamilton, New York, was 30 years old. Nicholas Gilman of New Hampshire was 32. William Houston of Georgia was 32. Most of you have never heard of these men before. They created your Constitution, which is the glue that keeps this country together. All, not all, but tremendous number of them, very young men. Luther Martin, Maryland, 39. William Blount of North Carolina, 39. Now we get into the 40s. Oh, my God. Gunning Bedford Jr. of Delaware, 40. Charles Cotesworth Pinckney, 41. William Houston of New Jersey, 41. James McClurg of Virginia, 41. William Patterson of New Jersey, 41. Richard Bassett of Delaware, 42. Oliver Ellsworth of Connecticut, 42. This is an age, this 42 up to 50, maybe 39. These are the age of many of the people Donald Trump's picking for his cabinet. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. Here are the old ones. Ready? 50 or older. Hugh Williamson, North Carolina, 52. Robert Morris, Pennsylvania, 53. George Reed, Delaware, 53. John Blair, Virginia, 55. John Dickinson, Delaware, 55. George Washington, 55. Daniel of St. Thomas Jennifer, Maryland, 57. William Samuel Johnson, Connecticut, 59. Now we're getting into the real old ones. George Wyeth, Virginia, 61. George Mason, great man, Virginia, 62. William Livingston, New Jersey, 63. David Brearley, Maryland, 64. Roger Sherman, Connecticut, 66. And the oldest, Benjamin Franklin, 81. So other than Franklin, the oldest delegate to the Constitutional Convention was 66. Most of them were in their 30s. And they did a hell of a good job. Donald Trump deserves his team. As I said, they are young, they are experienced, they are substantive, they're vibrant, they're good communicators to the American people, and they have a massive job ahead of them. Isn't it time that the generation that has screwed this country, not the greatest generation, one of the most awful generations, the Biden generation, isn't it time that it passed to a new generation? And isn't it fantastic? Isn't it wonderful that Donald Trump recognizes this? That I've got to bring people in who aren't tarnished by what's been going on in Washington, D.C. for the last 100 years. That these are people that bring new experiences, that bring motivation, that bring energy. These are people of a generation who we're going to have to hand the ball to now. So why keep holding it back? Isn't it time that people who are in their 80s look back on their careers and go home and retire and hand it off to not even the next generation, the generation before that, because the 80s, they've been around a long time. The Pete Hegseths, the Mike Waltzes. These are great young men and women who can do great things for America and do what the voters want them to do in that landslide election that took place. They keep giving us the same people with the same faces on TV, with the same complaints and the same arguments. It's time to move them out of the way. Send them out to pasture. Give them a watch, give them a medal, give them whatever they want. They'll have massive pensions so they know how to take care of themselves, and turn it over to a generation that has new ideas tied to old American principles. That's what Donald Trump's trying to do. All of his nominees should be taken as a package. They can go through their committees, but taken as a package, vote them up or vote them down. Let the chips fall where they may. And let's take the names down of the individuals who do not want a resurgence, a rebirth of America and the government that is supposed to represent us. I'll be right back.
Hey everybody, I know that we've got a lot of good things that we need to do and a lot of things we need to accomplish, and we'll do it. We'll get there, folks. We just got to keep trying, man, and give the respect that we need, because we have to give the respect that we need to give to the situation and circumstances in which we find ourselves. That's just how it works. So,
here's what certified home inspectors are saying about RoofMax.
know how much I care about what we're all going through and what we're seeing. I've used my program to encourage everybody to vote for Donald Trump and select the Republicans up and down the ballot. We have to squeeze out, Schiff, Pelosi, and all these Democrats that are not bipartisan and truly want to help, because they're con artists. They will do destructive things to the people that we appreciate that want to help us. And we need to do something about that. That's just what we have to do. We can't go on and on and on thinking that we're getting help by the Democratic Party, even if you're a Democrat. I certainly don't trust it, and I'm a Republican, but that doesn't mean I hate Democrats. I don't. I love many Democrats, and their opinion is far different than mine. But okay, that's okay. I feel comfortable with differences, but I really think that we all need to have true, healthy conversations with one another if we're ever going to make change and compromises where we can. Because we care about where our future is going, and we have to do something about that. We can't just, think that it's going to change by itself and be a healthy thing for us all. We really have to make change, folks, and we need to work together to accomplish that change. Trump sure does want to make change and do it for our individual betterness of health, economics, the immigration policies, a woman's right to choose what she wants to do with her own body, and a conservative, fair approach where women meet together with women and men and we all discuss it and work it out and change the laws in each individual state to make it work out for every community, every state in the country, in the Union, the United States. And I want us to work together. I would love to be on the Trump administration personally, because I love and adore the man so much, and he's put up with so much, and he isn't as phony and Hitler-like as the Democrat administration and mass media would have you feel. And I think that's why they're selling the networks, MSNBC, CNN, and the like. Oprah Winfrey, that's a different case altogether. I mean, her relationship with P. Diddy is infamous. And she apparently, according to the FBI, has fled the country in the coincidence of when P. Diddy got arrested. There's a lot to consider and think about, folks, and I hope that you'll do that, because we really got to work together, all of us, Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, liberals, in every way, shape, or form, whatever political your beliefs are, and work together, because the Republicans are an open-minded group that want to give the people what they are truly after. And we know for one thing that's for absolute sure, you want smaller government. Yeah, you might want your paychecks to be larger and your Social Security disability and Social Security income to be higher. And all that can be done on smaller government because they're spending less money on government. And they can put it in your pocket. All the people. There you go. I mean, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden would have hired 80,000 licensed to shoot a gun. They would have been trained and licensed to shoot a gun. And that would have been outrageous. And we don't need that. So, in the background, you hear Fox News, and I want to put it back on so you can enjoy it. It's quite incredible. Charlie Kirk.
We won it in Pennsylvania. We almost won Center County, the home of Penn State University. And our whole mission at Turning Point Action was how do we turn Trump supporters into voters? Just because you say you like Donald Trump, that's not enough for us. We chased their ballot all the way through the process, embracing early voting where it was legal, ballot harvesting where it was legal. And we said, why are we going to give Democrats 12 hours of voting when we have 30 days to be able to compete? So changing that approach, and the president deserves a ton of credit for embracing that approach, was one of the reasons that we were successful. But understand that it wasn't just young men that moved to the right. Young women were also 7 points more in Donald Trump's direction than they were in 2020. The red wave that we saw on Election Day, and the story of this election will be that Gen Z and younger voters voted the most conservative they have in nearly 35 years, behind a president that gave them hope, that gave them optimism, and we at Turning Point Action were thrilled to help deliver that victory on the ground.
It was fantastic. Let me ask you this. This infrastructure you've put together, these things don't just exist from election to election. Constantly have to feed them, strengthen them, and so forth and so on. Is that part of your mission too?
Oh, absolutely, Mark. In fact, we're talking right now about we have a once-in-a-century realignment opportunity where the first time in my lifetime, the Democrats seem a little bit on defense, that they went all in trying to stop Donald Trump, from the lawfare, from calling him the worst things that you could say, to smearing him and slandering him, and they lost and the people spoke. So at Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action, we're going to embrace now keeping this infrastructure on college campuses, what we are doing to reach younger voters, to register new voters. In fact, if we beat the Democrats continually in voter registration in these key states, we can see this turn into not just a red wave, but a red decade and a red generation. The old joke is that young people get conservative as they get older. Imagine how conservative this generation will be now that they are starting conservative, that they have rejected the lies of liberalism at ages 18, 19, and 20. And so at Turning Point, we're going to be the 24/7, 365 standing army of the conservative movement, doing the difficult but necessary community organizing work to be able to keep these majorities, to expand them, and also make sure that a pro-American, pro-liberty worldview is dominant amongst all generations, especially the next generation.
This is very, very exciting. Now, Charlie Kirk, let me ask you this. I see at least two groups of young people, perhaps many more, but the two groups I'm looking at are those who are sort of instinctively conservative, or they grew up conservative in conservative households who just didn't vote. And then another group who are indoctrinated relentlessly by tenured Marxist and Islamist professors, or even in public school system with the unions and so forth and so on. It seems to me that in some respects, those are two different groups with two different approaches. How do you approach both of those groups?
It's a great question. Let's do the first one initially. The first group is people that need confidence to be a conservative. They wane in their conservative beliefs if they don't have community, camaraderie, and conviction. And we give them that at Turning Point USA, that you're not alone. There's actually far more conservatives out there than you would believe. When we went to University of Georgia, for example, one of the 25 college campuses that I visited this last semester, we had 5,000 students show up. They said it was the largest outdoor event that they've ever seen at University of Georgia. Mark, I knew something profound was happening when we had 5,000 people that all wanted MAGA hats, and the Kamala Harris people, they tried a counter event, and they had 6 people show up. No exaggeration. And so that's the first part. The second part, though, is about deprogramming these left-wing ideas. And very quick, I'll say this, that all it takes is one sentence of truth and a crisply asked question to debunk a decade of indoctrination. At Turning Point USA, we're very effective at opening the eyes of younger people to see the truth and to break out of the lies.
It's remarkable. When we come back, Charlie Kirk, I want to pursue the last point, because on so many occasions, perhaps in your own situation, conservatives, speakers, prominent conservatives, have been chased off these college campuses. We see the Islamists and the Marxists on these college campuses, yes. I mean, attacking Jews and the Hillel organizations and so forth. How do you deal with that, your organization, and how do you deal with it going forward, since these forces seem to be getting stronger and stronger and supported by administrators and faculty? We'll pursue that when we come back. We'll be right back.
Do your dry eyes still feel
Anyway, folks, this is really what's going on out there. And I think you should tune into and sign up for the Fox News network news, because it'll really be fulfilling to you, and you will benefit from it. You know what I mean? So I want to read you something from the Holy Bible. So strap on your seatbelts. It's nothing that you'll not want to hear, because the Word of God is extremely important to all, not just to me, but to all. And I believe that. I hope you believe it too. I'm reading from Psalm 119. How blessed and favored by God are those whose way is blameless, those with personal integrity, the upright, the guileless, who walk in the law, and who are guided by the precepts and revealed will of the Lord. Blessed and favored by God are those who keep his testimonies and who consistently seek him and long for him with all their heart. They do no unrighteousness, they walk in his ways. You have ordained your precepts that we should follow them with careful diligence. Oh, that my ways may be established, to observe and keep your statutes, obediently accepting and honoring them. Then I will not be ashamed when I look with respect to all your commandments as my guide. I will give thanks to you with an upright heart. When I learn through discipline your righteous judgments for my transgressions, I shall keep your statutes. Do not utterly abandon me when I fail. Section Beth, 119:9. How can a young man keep his way pure? By keeping watch on himself according to your word, conforming his life to your precepts. When all my heart I have sought you, inquiring of you and longing for you. Do not let me wander from your commandments, neither through ignorance nor by willful disobedience. Your word I give treasured and stored in my heart, that I may not sin against you. Blessed and reverently praised are you, O Lord. Teach me your statutes. With my lips I have told of all the ordinances of your mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of your testimonies as much as in all riches. I will meditate on your precepts and thoughtfully regard your ways, the path of life established by your precepts. I will delight in your statutes. I will not forget your word. Section Gimel, Psalm 119:17. Deal bountifully with your servant, that I may live and keep your word, treasuring it and being guided by it day by day. Open my eyes to spiritual truth, so that I may behold wonderful things from your law. I am a stranger on the earth. Do not hide your commandments from me. My soul is crushed with longing for your ordinances at all times. You rebuke the presumptuous and arrogant, the cursed ones, who wander from your commandments. Take reproach and contempt away from me, for I observe your testimonies. Even though princes sit and talk to one another against me, your servant mediates on your statutes. Your testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. Section Deleth, 119:25 of Psalms.
My earthly life clings to the dust. Revive and refresh me according to your word. I have told of my ways, and you have answered me. Teach me your statutes. Make me understand the way of your precepts, so that I will focus my thoughts on your wonderful works. My soul dissolves because of grief. Renew and strengthen me according to the promise of your word. Remove from me the way of falsehood and unfaithfulness, and graciously grant me your law. I have chosen the faithful way. I have placed your ordinances before me. I cling tightly to the testimonies, O Lord. Do not put me to shame. I will run the way of your commandments with purpose, for you will give me a heart that is willing. Section He, Psalms 119:33. Teach me, O Lord, the way of your statutes, and I will steadfastly observe it to the end. Give me understanding, a teachable heart, and the ability to learn, that I may keep your law and observe it with all my heart. Make me walk in the path of your commandments, for I delight in it. Incline my heart to your testimonies, and not to dishonest gain and envy. Turn my eyes away from vanity, all those worldly, meaningless things that distract. Let your priorities be mine, and restore me with renewed energy in your ways. Establish your word and confirm your promise to your servant as that which produces awe-inspired reverence for you. Turn away my reproach, which I dread, for your ordinances are good. I long for your precepts. Renew me through your righteousness. Psalm 119:41, Vav. May your loving kindness also come to me, O Lord, your salvation according to your promise. So I will have an answer for the one who taunts me, for I trust completely in your word and its reliability. And do not take the word of truth utterly out of my mouth, for I wait for your ordinances. I will keep your law continually, forever and ever, writing your precepts on my heart. And I will walk at liberty, for I seek and deeply long for your precepts. I will also speak of your testimonies before kings and shall not be ashamed. For I shall delight in your commandments, which I love, and I shall lift up my hands to your commandments, which I love, and I will meditate on your statutes. Psalm 119:49, Zayin. Remember always the word and promise to your servant, in which you have made me hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, that your word has revived me and given me life. The arrogant utterly ridicule me, yet I do not turn away from your law. I have remembered carefully your ancient ordinances, O Lord, and I have taken comfort. Burning indignation has seized me because of the wicked who reject your law. Your statutes are my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. Pilgrimage, yes. O Lord, I remember your name in the night and keep your law. This has become mine as the gift of your grace, that I observe your precepts, accepting them with loving obedience. Psalm 119:57, Heth, Heth. The Lord is my portion. I have promised to keep your words. I sought your favor with all my heart. Be merciful and graceful to me according to your promise. I considered my ways and turned my feet to follow and obey your testimonies. I hurried and did not delay to keep your commandments. The cords of the wicked have encircled and ensnared me, but I have not forgotten your law. At midnight I will rise to give thanks to you because of your righteous ordinances. I am a companion of all who reverently fear you, and of those who keep and honor your precepts. The earth, O Lord, is full of your loving kindness and goodness. Teach me your statutes. Psalm 119:65, Teth, T-E-T-H. You have dealt well with your servant, O Lord, according to your promise. Teach me good judgment, discernment, and knowledge, for I have believed and trusted and relied on your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep and honor your word with loving obedience. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. The arrogant have forged a lie against me, but I will keep your precepts with all my heart. Their heart is insensitive like fat. Their minds are dull and brutal, but I delight in your law, Lord. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. The law from your mouth is better to me than thousands of gold and silver pieces. Psalm 119:73, Yod, Y-O-D-H. Your hands have made me and established me. Give me understanding and a teachable heart, and I may learn your commandments. May those who reverently fear you see me and be glad because I wait for your word. I know, O Lord, that your judgments are fair, and that in faithfulness you have disciplined me. Oh, may your loving kindness and graciousness comfort me according to your word promise to your servant. Let your compassion come to me that I may live, for your law is my delight. Let the arrogant be ashamed and humiliated, for they sabotage me with a lie, but I will meditate on your precepts. May those who fear you and submissive wonder turn to me, even those who have known your testimonies. May my heart be blameless in your statutes, so that I will not be ashamed. Psalm 119:81, Kaf, K-A-P-H. My soul languishes and grows weak with your salvation. I wait for your word. My eyes fail with longing, watching for the fulfillment of your promise, saying, when will you comfort me? For I have become like a wineskin, blackened and shriveled in the smoke in which it hangs. Yet I do not forget your statutes. How many are the days of your servant which he must endure? When will you execute judgment and those who persecute me? The arrogant, godless, have dug pits for me, men who do not conform to your law. All your commandments are faithful and trustworthy. They have persecuted me with a lie. Help me, Lord. They had almost destroyed me on earth, but as for me, I did not turn away from your precepts. According to your steadfast love, refresh me and give me life, so that I may keep and obey the testimony of your mouth. Psalm 119:89, Lameth, Lamedh. Forever, O Lord, your word is settled in heaven, standing from the unchangeable. Your faithfulness continues from generation to generation. You have established the earth, and it stands securely. They continue this day according to your obedience.
according to your ordinances. For all things, all parts of the universe are your servants. If your law had not been my delight, then I would have perished in my time of trouble. I will never forget your precepts, for by them you have revived me and given me life. I am yours. Save me as your own. For I have diligently sought your precepts and required them as my greatest need. The wicked wait for me to destroy me, but I will consider your testimonies. I have seen that all human perfection has its limits, no matter how grand and perfect and noble. Your commandment is exceedingly broad and extends without limits into eternity. Psalm 119:97, Mem. Oh, how I love your law. It is my mediation all the day. Or is it meditation? It is my meditation all the day. Your commandments make me wiser than my enemies, for your words are always with me. I have better understanding and deeper insight than all my teachers because of your word. For your testimonies are my meditation. I understand more than the aged who have not observed your precepts, because I have observed and kept your precepts. I have restrained my feet from every evil way, that I may keep your word. I have not turned aside from your ordinances, for you yourself have taught me. How sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth. From your precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Psalm 119:105, N-U-N, none. Your word is a lamp to my feet, and a light to my path. I have sworn an oath and have confirmed it, that I will keep your righteous ordinances. I am greatly afflicted. Renew and revive me, giving me life. O Lord, according to your word, accept and take pleasure in the free will offerings of my mouth, O Lord, and teach me your ordinances. My life is continually in my hand, yet I do not forget your law. The wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I do not wander from your precepts. I have taken your testimonies as a heritage forever, for they are the joy of my heart. I have inclined my heart to perform your statutes forever, even to the end. Psalm 119:113, Samekh. God bless you all. I hope you're receiving this, and I hope that you have a great understanding of what's being said, because it is really important that we all get this. I hate those who are double-minded, but I love and treasure your law. You are my hiding place and my shield. I wait for your word. Leave me, you evildoers, that I may keep the commandments of my God, honoring and obeying them. Uphold me according to your word of promise, so that I may live. And do not let me be ashamed of my hope in your great goodness. Uphold me that I may be safe, that I may have regard for your statutes continually. You have turned your back on all those who wander from your statutes, for their deceitfulness is useless. You have removed all the wicked of the earth like dross. For they have no value. Therefore I love your testimonies. My flesh trembles in reverent fear of you, and I am afraid and in awe of your judgments. Psalm 119:121,
A-Y-I-N. I have done justice and righteousness. Do not leave me to those who oppress me. Be the guarantee for your servant for good, as Judah was the guarantee for Benjamin. Do not let the argument oppress me. My eyes fail, with longing watching for the fulfillment of your salvation and for the fulfillment of your righteous word. Deal with your servant according to your gracious loving kindness and teach me your statutes. I am your servant. Give me understanding, the ability to learn, and a teachable heart, that I may know your testimonies. It is time for the Lord to act. They have broken your law. Therefore, I love your commandments more than gold. Yes, more than refined gold. Therefore, I esteem as right all your precepts concerning everything. I hate every false way. Psalm 119:129. P.E. Your testimonies are wonderful, therefore my soul keeps them. The unfolding of your glorious words give light. Their unfolding gives understanding to the simple childlike. I opened my mouth and panted with anticipation because I longed for your commandments. Turn me and be gracious to me and show me favor, as is your way to those who love your name. Jesus, I love you. Establish my footsteps in the way of your word. Do not let any human weakness have power over me, causing me to be separated from you. Redeem me from the oppression of man, that I may keep your precepts. Make your face shine with pleasure upon your servant, and teach me your statutes. My eyes weep streams of water, because people do not keep your law. Psalm 119:137 TSADHE. Righteous are you, O Lord, and upright are your judgments. You have commanded your testimonies in righteousness and in great faithfulness. My zeal has completely consumed me, because my enemies have forgotten your words. Your word is very pure, refined, therefore your servant loves it. I am small and despised, but I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your law is truth. Trouble and anguish have found me, yet your commandments are my delight and my joy. Your righteousness testimonies are everlasting. Give me understanding, the ability to learn, and a teachable heart, that I may live. Psalm 119:145. QOPH. I cried with all my heart. Answer me, O Lord. I will observe your statutes. I cried to you. Save me, and I will keep your testimonies. I rise before dawn and cry in prayer for your help. I wait for your word. My eyes anticipate the night watches, and I awake before the call of the watchman, that I may meditate on your word. Hear my voice according to your steadfast loving kindness, O Lord. Renew and refresh me according to your ordinances. Those who follow after wickedness approach. They are far from your law. You are near, O Lord. All your commandments are truth. Of old I have known from your testimonies that you have founded them forever. Psalm 119:153, Resh, R-E-S-H. Look upon my agony and rescue me, for I do not forget your law. Plead my cause and redeem me, Revive me and give me life according to the promise of your word. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they do not seek your statutes. Great are your tender mercies and steadfast love. O Lord, revive me and give me life according to your ordinances. Many of my persecutors and my adversaries, yet I do not turn away from your testimonies. I see the treacherous and loathe them, because they do not respect your law. Consider how I love your precepts. Revive me and give me life, O Lord, according to your loving kindness. The sum of your word is truth, the full meaning of all your precepts, and every one of your righteous ordinances endures forever. Psalm 119:161, Shin, S-H-I-N. Princess, persecute me without cause? But my heart stands in reverent awe of your words, so I can expect you to help me. I rejoice at your word as one who finds great treasure. I hate and detest falsehood, but I love your law. 7 times a day I praise you because of your righteous ordinances. Those who love your law have great peace. Nothing makes them stumble. I hope and wait with complete confidence for your salvation, O Lord, and I do your commandments. My soul keeps your testimonies, hearing and accepting and obeying them. I love them greatly. I keep your precepts and your testimonies, for all my ways are fully known before you. Psalm 119:169, Tav, T-A-V. Let my mournful cry come before you, O Lord. Give me understanding, the ability to learn and teachable heart, according to your word of promise. Let my supplication come from before you. Come before you. Deliver me according to your word. Let my lips speak praise with thanksgiving, for you teach me your statutes. Let my tongue sing praise for the fulfillment of your word, for all your commandments are righteous. Let your hand be ready to help me, for I have chosen your precepts. I long for your salvation, O Lord, and your law is my delight. Let my soul live that it may praise you, and let your ordinances help me. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I do not forget your commandments. That Psalm 119, folks, is an incredibly powerful psalm. And I hope and pray that you will here I am. I hope and pray that you know that I do this because I love you, my brothers and sisters, and that from Psalm 119 you can infer easily, intelligently, logically, that God is inside of you and that he wants your love, acceptance, and for you to study his way through his word. He is Jesus Christ, the truth, the way, and the life. And that's what I wanted to share with you today, as well as the news and everything else that's going on, which we opened with. And I hope that you will open up your Bible and join me by reading it. Find any place, Corinthians, Job, Mark, Luke, John. Just open it up and start reading. If you have questions, send them to a person like me, to my email address, which I am more than happy to give you. It's on the top left-hand corner of my screen right now. And I want you to be a part of a great understanding that life is good. It's not good without God. It's kind of scary without God. Well, it is scary without God. God is the only one who can make things work and clear things up and give you the happiness that God deserves. We don't deserve anything. If you went to heaven right now and God gave you a cross, would you, in your heart, respectfully want to give that cross back to God? Even if He insists that you hold it? Do you think me or you deserve to have a crown on our heads? I don't think so. Being human is a tough job. And converting and giving yourself over to the will of God, His precepts, His ordinances, His commandments, it's not easy. But it wasn't meant to be easy. It was meant to be a free will choice by you and me. And so that when we understand and know what sin is, we have to get it out of our lives. Repent, rebuke, and then change your ways. Make a 180-degree change and go to God. And know that God right now is in you. He's in me, He's in you, He's in the person next to you, He's in the evilest person you can think of. He is in everyone. And He's waiting for us to love Him and communicate with Him and praise Him. And He will help us. But you have to recognize and appreciate and respect Him. And that's the truth. And with that, I say to you, my brothers and sisters, I love you all. I look forward to doing another program for you. I look for your comments and suggestions. If you'd like to join me on the program and have a conversation on the podcast, I'd greatly appreciate that. In the meantime, be safe and love God with all your heart and soul. God bless you.